All right, good morning and welcome to this morning's session of the Pennsylvania State Grange Virtual Leadership Workshops. This morning, we're pleased to welcome Karen Poorman, who is a member of the Family Activities Committee, who will be leading our discussion today. So at this point, I will turn it over to Karen.
Good morning, everybody, or if you're watching this in the evening, good evening. What we're going to do is Jen's going to bring up the sheet that every Pomona, every Grange should have received to pass out to you. If not, Jen can correct me, they're on the website, Jen, this sheet.
They can be added to the website, or if they email or contact the State Grange office, we'll make sure to email a copy.
Or
But I
they can,
will,
okay,
yep, and I'll work on asking Lizzie if she can go ahead and post them to the website as well.
okay. I was going to say also you could email Melanie, who is in charge of family activities. So this is the Grange. This is our activities for 2021 contest this year. And again, the front is still the same rules as before. This year, the quilt block, it is going to be a 2021 envelope. It must be 12 by 12 finished square with a 1/4 inch seam. So when you're sewing your pieces together, it's got to be a 1/4 inch seam. Something to keep in mind, don't sew the outside edge. We don't want them finished, so don't finish the edges on them. So if Jen would scroll down or up, sorry, Jen, wrong way. There we go. This is what the colors are and the design is this year. It is white solid, a light purple print, a medium purple solid, and then a dark purple solid. So this is what the design is. And in the packet, or if you go online, Jen's going to scroll down and it'll give you the pattern on how to do the purple envelope. So it's going to show you what the sizes to cut, what colors, everything that needs to go that you can enter yours into the activities. All blocks are going to be sent to state session for judging, and subordinate Pomona elimination is not necessary for this part. Keep in mind your block will not be returned. They're going to be used for future family activities quilts. So your entries are going to be judged on your workmanship, your creativity, and the general appearance of your quilt block. Again, please don't sew on the outside edge. We don't want it finished off. I know you want to make it look nice and pretty, but don't do that, okay? And it can only be 12 by 12. If it's 12 1/4, the judges are going to eliminate it. Okay, so it has to be 12 by 12 exactly. So if Jen will scroll back down or up, or we'll go back to our first page again. Okay, the quilt contest. Again, there are 5 divisions, different sizes, different types. There's the quilt, the baby crib quilt, wall hangings, machine quilt, and prepared top quilt. Again, number 1, no pre-cut quilt kits, no tied quilts. You must have batting in them, and you can use any kind of quilt batting that you choose. That's up to you. And all the contest items in these 5 divisions are sent to state session for judging. So again, no subordinate, no Pomona elimination to make it to the state. We're judging only on the top, okay, not underneath. Just like the quilt block above, it's just the top. We're not going to flip it over and look. And again, it's going to be judged from your workmanship, your appearance, and the suitability of the article of purpose. So the next page is where we have new stuff this year. So our baking and cooking, banana nut bread this year. You have to make a whole loaf of bread. We have cake donuts, no yeast. It has to be the cake donut. You have to make 4 of them and you put them on a disposable plate. For this one, you can make it plain or ice. That's strictly up to you what you would like. Turtles. We need 6 pieces of candy on a disposable plate. They're going to be judged on the texture and the taste of them. And they must be made from scratch recipes. No store-bought mixes, no store purchases can be used. It has to be made by you. And then after judging, all the food is property of the Family Activities Committee. So keep in mind, these are the 3 baked items. And something else to keep in mind, if you're making like the banana bread or the cake donuts and you're putting an icing on it, a cream cheese or something that needs to be refrigerated, don't do that, please. We have no refrigeration access for us. So when we go to state session, we have no place to put stuff that has to be kept cold. So make sure that whatever you use can sit out on the table. The Afghan Contest. For this, there are 2 classes. We have is crocheted and we have knitted. And that is there's going to be 2 sizes, a full size. It has to be a minimum of 42 by 55, but no larger than 60 inches by 72 inches. It can crochet or knit it. Then we have the baby Afghan. And the maximum size you can go for a baby Afghan is 45 by 45. Again, you can be in the class of crochet or in knitted. And for this, if you decide to put little tassels on the side, the tassels will not count in the measurements. It's only going to be the actual quilt piece, not the little fringes on the outside. No machine work. It all has to be done by hand. You can use any kind of yarn you want. You have to follow the gauge of your yarn and needle, keep within the correct sizes for the competition. And it will be judged on your workmanship, suitability of the article, and the general appearance again. So just keep that in mind, that if you do want to put those fringes, it won't count for the size. Or if you're measuring, thinking, oh, okay, I've got this 45 by 45, and you're counting on the outside of the fringes, you're going to be short, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. Embroidered cross stitch, counted cross stitch, and plastic canvas. We have a new one this year, cross stitch. Now, some people are going to say, well, wait a minute, we've got cross stitch, we've counted cross stitch. What's the difference? For people that don't do this and want to try it, the cross stitch is going to be stamped. So it can already have a design on your material and you can sew it. Counted cross stitch is when you have a blank piece of material and you have to count the little squares to the center and then work your way out. So that's the difference. We added the cross stitch this year. Again, there are 2 classes in each division. We have the 12-inch and under, and 12-inch and over is over 12 inches. So you have 12 inches and under will be class A, and over 12 will be class B. Now, something that I myself made sure of to understand is, if you get your picture framed and you have the border, you know how some pictures have that border inside, the judges are going to measure from inside the border. They're only measuring the actual picture that they see. So they're not going to go from outside of frame to outside of frame. They're not going to go inside of frame to inside of frame if you have that border. They're going to go from the actual work that you do. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind, because you might have, oh, this is going to be over 12 inches. And you get everything framed, you get the borders and everything looks beautiful. And then the judges come in and put down the ruler and it's like, oh, this is 11 inches. It's going to be thrown into class A, not class B. So that's something to keep in mind if you're getting any of these framed to be judged. And then we have plastic canvas. For class 15 and 16, you can use any brand of floss you want. For the plastic canvas, you can use any yarn you want. And for the plastic canvas, excuse me, for the plastic canvas, there's no size restriction. So you can go tiny like a Christmas ornament, or you can make a dollhouse. You know, there is no size restriction on class 17. Again, it's going to be judged on workmanship, general appearance, and creativity. The doilies and centerpieces under the cotton threaded contest, it has to be hand crocheted, knitted, or tatted with any cotton crochet thread that you want to use. And again, it'll be judged on your workmanship, suitability, and suitability of article and general appearance. So for this one, there is no sizes of what you want to make for that one. String art, which I noticed the lady mentioned earlier that their family activities person showed how to do string art. This is new, or this is included this year. We have large art, which is minimum of 17 by 17, and the max is 24 by 24. And then we have the small art, which is a minimum of 10 by 10, and the max is 16 by 16. It must be handmade. It cannot be a purchased kit. You have to come up with your own design and put your nails in your piece and everything yourself. It can't be. It's a pattern choice, design of your choice. So you can do whatever you want. It's just that you can't go buy the kit and have all the string, the nails, the wood, everything there for you. And again, it's going to be judged on your appearance, your workmanship, and your creativity. So a lot of this, we really got to get our brains moving to be creative here. So if Jen would scroll back down, go back up to the top, we have jewelry. You can do a necklace, a bracelet, or earrings. It can be made with beads, stones, wire, wood, whatever you want. Binder twine, you know, after you're done baling hay, if you got some left over, it's strictly up to you. There's no size restrictions. It'll be judged on workmanship, general appearance, and creativity. And again, no kits. We want you to use your brains to come up with this. And if you want, you can make a whole set. Each one will be judged individually, but if you want like a nice matching set for when competition is over, you can do that, but they will be judged individually. Wood burning, you come up with your own design, the maximum size 16 by 20. It has to be done by you. You can't have somebody else do it and you enter it. That's not fair. And no kits. Again, you have to think what you want to use. You got your piece of wood, you're looking at it. What do you think of when you see that piece of wood? That's where you do your wood burning then. So also just a little bit off the competitions. For the state convention, or the word escaped my mind, what we've been saying, what it is. We are asking each Grange, subordinate Grange, and each Pomona Grange to donate a gift, a prize for the raffle. Because, you know, when we've been to state session, that's it, the word session. When we've been to state session, when we have those drawings of those tickets in between things, that's what these prizes go for. So we're asking each Grange to donate an item, and the Pomona also to donate. If no one's coming from your Grange, we're asking maybe someone from your Pomona or from a neighboring Grange may bring it for you. And then if Jen wants to scroll to the very last page, one more, there we go. This is the state quilt that we are selling raffle tickets for. This is the design, and as you can tell, all the squares look similar because it was from the quilt block competition a couple of years ago. So if you're doing the quilt block, your quilt block may be on someone's bed one of these years. So, but this is the one that we are selling tickets for this year for the Grange quilt. So, any questions?
Karen, Granges should have received quilt raffle tickets in their family activities mailing, correct?
That's correct.
And those can be sold to members, but then also sold to friends, family, others that Grange members want to sell the tickets to, right?
That's correct. You can sell the tickets to anybody, but one of the caveats is let's say that you're at the family reunion and someone says, "Oh, I work at this company. Give me a whole bunch of tickets and I'll go to work and sell them for you." That's a no-no. They have to be sold by a Grange member. You can't have somebody else sell it for you that's a non-Grange member. Only Grange members may sell Grange tickets. A lot of legalities and licensing come into play. So, but yeah, you can sell the tickets to anybody. Because I know for the Grange I'm in, Pomona 13, we sell raffle tickets at the Center County Grange Fair. We set up a booth, and anybody that walks by is like, "Hey, you want to buy a ticket? You want to buy a chance on this beautiful quilt we've got hanging here?" So yeah, you can sell to anybody, Jen.
And I just checked in the mailing I received, and it looks like Granges received 20 tickets.
Mhm.
If they wish to sell more, who should they contact?
They should get in contact with Melanie Milius. She is the in charge of family activities. Let me get Melanie's telephone number. And you can either call her or email Mel. So if I sell Mel, that's me. Her telephone number is 1-814-360-7058. Again, that's 1-814-360-7058. And if you want to email her, it's M as in Mary, E-L, M as in Mary, ELIUS 59 at gmail.com. Again, it's melmelius59 at gmail.com. MELMELIUS 59 at gmail.com.
Great, thank you very much. All right, Karen, is there anything else in this file that you want me to keep sharing my screen, or would you like me to stop sharing?
You can stop sharing.
Okay, and are there any other questions? I know Mary is on with us. If Mary, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. It's all very clear.
Oh, that's good, Mary. I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you. That's good.
This is my first time doing a Zoom meeting, so I was
Oh.
hoping.
Oh, you did well. Thank you for
Thank
doing
you.
it. All
Yes.
right.
Thank you very much. Karen, is there anything else that you would like to share with everybody regarding the family activities contest?
No, I think I just hope people enter, besides feeling good about your hard work, there's also first place is $20 with a blue ribbon. Second place is $15 with a red ribbon. And third place is a $10 with a white ribbon. So yeah, just everybody just do something. It's fun. We need a break from what's been going on over this past year and a half. And this will just give you a break in your day to sit and just work on a little project and get your mind off what's going on in the world. And then you take it, and even if you don't win, it's still fun to do it and to see your stuff shown, So
it's always nice to see the other things that when you go to State Grange, to see all of the entries.
Definitely. It's fun to walk around and see everything. It's like, wow, we have a lot of talented people in Grange in the state of Pennsylvania. And it's just so nice to see what everybody brings. And submits, and it's just really nice to see people getting involved. And I just hope people are like, nah, I don't want to bother. That's too much time. I can't think of anything. No, don't do that. Even something little, do it. It's just for fun. You're not
While
gonna
you're watching the news, because the news is so bad anyway.
really, it's getting to the point, it's like the news starts and like, oh, let's turn it off.
Yeah.
So this is just something to take your mind off what's going on in the world, and it's a little camaraderie with your other Grange members. And if you come to state session, you'll get to see what other people do, and it's nice.
Yes, I'm always amazed by everybody's creativity and talent in the family activities exhibit room. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's entries for this year.
Yes, it's going to be fun, especially, and now we've got some new stuff this year, and I'm anxious. My favorite color is purple. So I'm really anxious about the quilt blocks this year, see what everyone's quilt block looks like.
For
And that's
sure.
going to be a pretty state quilt we have to auction that year. So I'm going to have to buy extra tickets that year.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Karen. That was really informative. And I think that you shed a lot of light and clarity on all of the contests. So thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
being here with us this morning. Any other comments or questions? Okay, if not, we will look forward to seeing everyone next Saturday morning, May 1st at 10 o'clock a.m. And next week's leadership conference is going to be with the Youth and Young Adults Department, and State Grange Youth and Young Adult Director Ellen Wadsworth will be leading that discussion. So you can catch us here on Zoom at 10 o'clock next Saturday or on YouTube later in the day. So thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Okay, thanks, Jen. Bye, Mary.